Have you ever had AI generate completely wrong code because it didn't understand your project setup? Well, Cursor has just dropped an absolute gem of a new feature that significantly increases how effective the agent is when generating code, particularly with new libraries or APIs. Before I begin, you probably already know what Cursor is as you click this video, but if not, just quickly, it's an IDE based upon VS Code that adds a whole raft of AI-powered features that really accelerates the software development process. What you might not have known about is the .cursor rules feature, which has been available for some time now. If you create a file and then drop it in the root of your project, Cursor will automatically read that file whenever it generates code, either from chat, composer, or tab. This means you can put context in there that's specific to your project that you want the AI to know about. For example, please use bun as the package manager instead of npm. This rule will then be included with every single prompt without you having to manually include it in your context. This feature is great and all, but what the Cursor team just dropped is 10 times better than that. But before I get there, first I have to talk about the problems with .cursor rules. Firstly, as it is a single file, it can get tricky to work with, as you inevitably end up piling more and more stuff in there, which ends up eating up all your context. This leads to situations where you aren't sure if the model is using the rules or not. Secondly, because there is no way to specify what situation to use the rules in, it's not possible to have some rules included in some situations, but not in others. Okay, so yeah, these are definitely issues, but fortunately the Cursor team is on it, as they recently released the project rules feature, which solves these issues by allowing you to write multiple files, one for each scenario. To show you what I mean, let's take a look at Convex's brand new rules file. By the way, I have provided a link to this file in the description down below. If we open it up in a text editor, we can see we've got some YAML at the start, which contains description and a list of globs. That YAML front matter is critical because it helps the AI determine whether to include your rules in the context when running a prompt or not. If you want your rule to apply to only specific paths or file types, you can specify that in the list of globs. And the rest of the file is just the rules itself. So in this case, we have a bunch of guidelines that the Convex team has refined to ensure that the model knows exactly how to produce the highest quality Convex code. If we hop back into Cursor, we have two ways we can get this rules file into our project. The first method, we can open the settings, then navigate to the general tab, scroll down to the project rules section, and hit the add new rule button. We can then fill out the description, globs, and our actual rules. This seems like a bit too much work though, so why don't you just take the rules file that we've already produced for you and stick it in your .cursor/rules directory. And now comes the magic. Simply start typing your prompt into Composer and notice that the AI automatically pulls in the rules file when we want to work on Convex related features.
Nice.
So the beauty of the system is that we can specify different files for different scenarios. For example, if we wanted to have separate styling rules for normal TypeScript code versus test TypeScript code, then we can totally do this and not end up using up all our context space in the process. Well, that's about it for me today. If you want to go deeper on what evals are and how Convex developed the rules file via a rigorous test-driven development-like process, you should check out this video right now. Until next time, thanks for watching. Cheerio.